Hello, my name is Tara Grace. I live in Carbondale, Illinois, and up until 2 days ago, I worked at a Taco Bell in Mount Vernon, Illinois. This might not seem like a big deal to you, but I loved my job. I took it because I needed something right away. It was my first job out in the workplace as a trans woman, and I needed something where I could just show people who I was, get a few references, and then go find something better. But I ended up staying because I genuinely loved my job. I loved the work, I loved the people there, I saw a future. I saw myself moving up the ladder. I was days away from my promotion before this whole Corona thing started. I was already in line for a promotion after that, and I could see myself moving further and further up. On April 7th, I blocked my store's drive-thru in order to try and get them to shut down. There's a lot riding on this. This Corona thing isn't over yet. We're about a week away from the peak, but that doesn't mean it's over. It means we're halfway there. There's a lot that should have been done sooner, but it's not too late to still do something now. We need to be doing more to protect people, and there is a lot more that can be done. One of the reasons I loved my job so much was because I loved my team. They were good people who I loved dearly. High school kids with hearts of gold, whose future hangs in the balance because people aren't taking the right action. We all remember what it's like to be a teenager. You make mistakes, you learn from them because you suffer the consequences. There's a reason we don't let kids go out and buy alcohol, because they've not suffered enough of life's consequences to be making the right choices. You don't just magically get smarter when you get older. You get there because you mess up. And kids, no matter how good they are, they're going to mess up. We can't keep kids from making mistakes. It's just part of life. Sometimes you have to learn things the hard way. But right now, it's too hard. The consequences are too great. We cannot let them make these mistakes. They are going to go out, they're going to make mistakes, they are going to bring those mistakes with them to work, and it's going to get everyone hurt. We either need to send them home and refuse to let them work, or we need to take better precautions to keep something bad from happening. I don't know how many of you have worked food service before, but you cannot keep social distance in a kitchen. You can't. You just can't. Someone is going to mess up. I hope and pray that it's not at my store, but there are so many Taco Bells out there. It's going to happen at one of them. It will probably happen at several. We need to be taking precautions to keep that from happening. Masks. Make them wear masks if you will not send them home. Make everyone wear masks. Give them real, rigorous food safety training. Not just so they're making the right decisions at work, but so they're making the right decisions away from work. There's a lot riding on this. We need to do right by them. Companies have made steps to protect employees from customers, but they are not doing enough to protect employees from each other and customers from employees. If an employee brings it to work, people are going to get hurt. We can't afford to stop taking this seriously. Not now. A lot of people seem to be under the impression that just because we're close to the peak that it's almost over. But in places like my town, it's only just beginning. It's an average peak. And that counts for places like Chicago and New York, where it started weeks ago and it spread very quickly, very fast. But it's still going to keep spreading. And in communities like mine, where it's only just started, it still has weeks to go before we see how much damage it causes. So to draw attention to this fact, I blocked the drive-thru of my store. I knew how it was going to go. I knew I was going to lose my job. I knew I was going to get my car impounded. I knew I was going to get arrested. I loved my future at Taco Bell, but I threw it away for them. I did it because I love my job, not because I hate it. I need you to understand it. I loved my job. I really did. I loved Armani, I loved Taylor, I loved Logan, I loved Tiffany, I loved Tony, I loved Courtney, I loved Mira, I loved all of them. And to think of something bad happening to any of them and knowing I did nothing to stop that would haunt me forever. So I did something, even though I knew it would cost me. I need to say something now before it's too late, because if we don't, when this all blows over and we're looking at the aftermath, we're all going to be scratching our heads and asking questions about what could have been done differently, what could have been done to stop this. And companies are going to try and say, well, we didn't know any better. We need proof that we can point to that someone tried to say something and they did nothing. I want my job to do the right thing because I love it. Kids will be kids. And I don't want this to haunt them for the rest of their life because of something careless they did now. So please, for the love of God, won't somebody think of the children? Oh, I can't believe I said that. I did this not because I expected my single solitary action to do anything. I knew it wouldn't. But I had hope, and still do, that it will create a chain reaction that will cause something to happen. At the very least, I can instill in the minds of my employees how serious this is and how seriously they need to take it. And if that means them working harder to make sure they don't endanger themselves or their coworkers, then I'll gladly do it again. But I don't just want to do it for my team. I want to do it for every other team like mine out there. I need people to stand with me and tell corporations that they need to be working harder to protect people. If they won't close down, they need to work harder to protect them. I understand that food service is important in times like these. There are healthcare workers who are beleaguered and tired and they need food. I get that. I respect that. And we need to do the right thing for them as well. We need to reduce the amount of people that we are sending to them, as well as make sure we are not endangering them. I did it because I'm tired of doing nothing. I did nothing for 28 years, and I regret it. I'm tired of making the same mistakes. I won't do it again. I'm tired of standing by and letting things happen without intervening. I did it to inspire the kids of today to become the heroes of tomorrow. They need someone to show them the importance of standing up and doing the right thing, even when it hurts, even when it costs you. In my orientation, we talked about integrity, doing the right thing when no one is looking, but it also means doing the right thing when people tell you it's wrong. Doing the right thing, knowing it will hurt you, knowing it will cost you, but doing it anyway because you know it's right. Doing it because you care about the people you will hurt if you don't. I want them to be the best versions of themselves that they can be, because they will go far if they do. And I did it out of spite. I told this plan to people beforehand, and they told me it was pointless to even try. It was silly. It was dumb. Two of the arresting officers told me that there was no chance that my action would do anything. And I want to rub it in their smug little faces that I did something. I want to show that I made a stance, people stood with it, and someone listened. Whether it's the company, whether it's politicians, someone needs to do something. If Taco Bell won't make the right choices, I'm going to send letters to Governor Pritzker, the mayor of Mount Vernon, and any other politician that I think might listen, that they need to be making better policies to protect the young people out there. Send the workers home or make them better trained and better equipped to protect themselves, to protect us, to protect customers. So I started this campaign to draw attention to this issue, as well as to help fund me and my legal defenses for what I did and plan to continue to do. If nothing happens by next Tuesday and Taco Bell decides to do another free taco day, I will block another Taco Bell's drive-thru and I will get arrested again. I don't regret what I did. I only wish I had planned better. I will plan better next time, and I will do it again, and I will keep doing it until it's either too late for something to happen or someone makes a change. I know a lot of you out there are hurting right now. You've lost hours or you've lost your jobs altogether. I get that. I know. I don't expect all of you to be able to help with this directly, but please, if you can, share this. If you believe in it, give it to people, your news stations, people you think that will spread the word about this. We need to draw attention to this before it's too late. If you can only afford $1, that's great. Every little bit helps. If you can't even afford that, I understand. Share this, not just to your friends, but to news stations or anyone that you think will listen. People need to hear. People need to know. We need to have a record that someone said something, someone did something, and nothing happened. We have been told time and time again, you see something, say something. I saw something, I said something. It's time for something to happen. Please, something needs to happen. Please, give if you can, share if you can't. One last little thing before I go. As someone who has officially spent a whole 12 hours in county lockup, if this campaign manages to reach $10,000, I will get my first tattoo, and it will, of course, say, "Be gay, do crimes." Thank you for contributing, thank you for sharing, thank you for believing in me and my message, and for doing the right thing for our communities and for our young ones. Thank you.